Hi there, and welcome to Rooster Reports. You know, I only started this yesterday, and I promised myself I wasn't going to rant. Day two, and I'm going to break that promise. Why? Well, I've been set off. Many of you will know that I translate loads and loads of stories on ASEAN now, and Thai Visa as it used to be known. In fact, I've written 8 million words over the last 7 years, many of them involving stories from the roads. What set me off this time is a story from the south of Thailand where a woman was threatened with a gun by a guy and another guy who got out of their vehicle, their pickup in Songkhla, after they cut in front of the woman. Now, what was her crime? Well, she was driving on the right side of the road. Now, of course, this guy needs to be locked up, and he probably will. But you know what really gets my goat on the Thai roads is people who drive on the right. I mean, you never know what to do you? I mean, do you sort of risk life and limb by, cutting on the side or trying to get round in some way? Or do you just wait for them? You should obviously never actually honk your horn. That's a sure way to, as I always say, go home in a box. But the roads, there's some lovely roads here. And yet there's so many people crawling along on the right. I mean, we know why they do it. The inside lanes have been invariably carved up by trucks who originally were following the law, but carved up by trucks doing their appalling braking. So everybody doesn't want to, be shaken about like this. So they go in the right. This, despite the fact that there's signage everywhere saying, you'll be caught, you'll be fined if you stick in the right-hand lane. Of course, the RTP do absolutely nothing about this situation. So recently, I was on 2 trips. I took a bike trip to Korat. So that was like a 500-kilometer bike trip to Nakhon Ratchasima and back to Bangkok. And I also took the family on a 800-kilometer round trip to Gochang as well in a car. I've done about 1 million kilometers, more than 1 million kilometers since 1989 on bikes, and a few years later I started driving a car as well. I've never had a serious accident, touch my, and I think I know pretty much how to drive according to the local conditions, but it's this right-hand driving that really gets my goat. The Transport Minister, Saksayam Chichop, although he's been suspended recently for obvious reasons, introduced these fast roads where you could go 120 kilometers an hour in the right-hand side. But you must go 120. And then there's, the middle lane where you must go 100, and then all the slow traffic should go on the inside. But especially on that trip to Gochang, the right lane was just constantly blocked by trucks going about 40 or 60, including people in the middle going about 40, and then people rushing up the inside trying to get past, creating the potential for accidents. Horrendous. I mean, I was ranting the whole way. My kids heard some very fruity language, I must say. Of course, as I've said, the RTP do absolutely nothing. So these nice roads. I mean, I agreed with Saksayam on his policy. He needed to get the roads more organised, and speed is not necessarily the killer. It's just the fact that people get frustrated and, they want to get home or they want to get to the destination, and they're just forever stopped by these slow drivers, mostly truckers, who just couldn't give a monkey's. you know, and something really needs to be done about it. I'm not expecting anything to be done quickly, if at all. I mean, but there's some lovely roads in Thailand, and if only people followed just a modicum of the rules and the signage, you know, then we can all enjoy the roads and get from A to B more safely. That's my dream, anyway. Anyway, that's my rant for the day over. Don't get me started on the Thai media and their latest reefer madness stuff. We'll save that for tomorrow. For now, this is Rooster signing off. See you tomorrow.